Today, let's talk about this old idea where if you're trying to bulk up, and by bulking, I mean you're trying to increase your strength, increase your muscle mass, that you should avoid cardio out of fear that cardio is going to break down your muscle and take away all the hard work that you're trying to put in. That is just not the case. If you're not strength training and you are doing long bouts of cardio, then yeah, you probably will lose muscle mass, but that also comes from not only because you need that energy source to fuel your body, but you're not strength training. Your body doesn't need that muscle. So it says, peace out. I run better. I do more cardio at a lighter weight. So let's get rid of some of this extra weight that we're carrying to be better at the workouts that we're doing. But if you are consistently strength training, your body is not just gonna let that go just because you're running a couple of miles or jump roping or doing HIIT training, whatever form of cardio is that you are deciding that you wanna do. And that's because your body knows that you need that muscle. It's going, wow, we strength trained yesterday. I'm gonna probably strength train again tomorrow or maybe the next day. I can't let this muscle mass go. Plus, you're making sure that you're also fueling your body to be able to balance both styles of exercise. You're making sure that you're getting adequate enough protein in to help with your muscle recovery and for muscle building. And you're making sure that you're getting enough calories in to help not only to build muscle, but to compensate for the calories that you're burning during your cardio workouts. So instead, you're gonna keep a hold of that muscle. You're gonna keep that strength while able to still focus in on adding in cardio. Just because you're trying to bulk does not mean you should take cardio out of your system. Cardio is an important factor when it comes to balanced fitness for a healthier lifestyle. We all know that cardio helps you with your cardiovascular system, right? It helps to decrease your risk of cardiovascular disease. It helps with your lung health. It helps with your longevity. It helps with your mental sanity and your hormone balance. Cardio training is a vital part of a balanced fitness program. And that's why it's recommended that you get 150 minutes of cardio per week or 75 minutes per week of vigorous cardio. What about this idea that muscle is harder to put on? Actually, studies show, and I'm gonna show you guys the studies show that by adding in cardio before your strength training workouts, it actually increases the amount of strength that you're able to build. While we know that cardio is super important, does it actually hinder your strength gains? Does it slow you down? And the science is a big fat no. In fact, doing cardio when paired with your strength training can actually help to accelerate your strength gains. Studies have shown this. I'll make sure to put them up. But what's really interesting to me is this idea that it doesn't matter if you do your cardio before or after your strength training, you're gonna get the same gains. What I like to tell people is whatever it is that you're focused on right now for your goals is what you should prioritize and doing first. So if you are training for a 5K, you're training for a big race, then your cardio should go first, right? You don't want to fatigue your system before you get in those miles for what you're training for. And then the opposite is true. If you are really into trying to get a new deadlift PR, strength training is really your number one priority, do your strength training first while you're nice and strong, and then do your cardio after. If, for example, you're trying to PR your deadlift or your squat, you don't want to fatigue your legs by doing the stair climber or going out for a run or doing jump rope so that when you get to that exercise, your system's already taxed and you're not going to be able to hit the percentages that you want. My next question is, does walking count as cardio? And to me, the answer is no. Cardio is pushing yourself outside of your normal comfort zone where your heart rate picks up, your breathing accelerates, and your body is having to work and be metabolically active to maintain that amount of stress that you're putting on it. And walking, while it is super beneficial to your body, to your mental health, to your joints, and it's great movement, does not do that. So that should not get counted in for most of us, not everybody. For some people, walking a mile is a very strenuous workout, and for that person, then yes, walking is going to be a workout. But for most of us, walking should not be included in that 150 minutes to 75 minutes of cardio per week. And then there's the question of what is cardio, right? We all know when we think of cardio, we think of running, we think of biking, jumping on the elliptical, doing the Stairmaster. But there are so many different types of cardio options out there so that if you're miserable doing one of those, you don't have to do it. You can do the traditional cardio, like I just mentioned, or there's also options like high interval training, HIIT training, Metcons, things where you're going at a lighter weight, where you're actually using resistance, but you're bringing that heart rate up, you're breathing hard for a prolonged amount of time. So it's not like you're doing an exercise for 6 reps, then you're resting for 2 minutes, then you're doing 6 more reps, which is considered our traditional strength training routine. With cardio, you're doing one exercise after another, circuit style training, in order to still incorporate those body movements that maybe you like, but you're still gonna be sweating, you're still gonna be breathing hard, you're still gonna be pushing outside of your comfort zone. Yes, for somebody who is new to strength training, this can also simultaneously build muscle. But if you're a seasoned veteran when it comes to strength training, you do have to push outside of your volume that you're used to, AKA you have to progressively overload your system to be able to see muscle gains from your cardio. And I see this all the time because I personally am always using these style of training with my clients because it's a little bit more fun, a little bit more challenging. It keeps them on their toes and the time goes by faster. But I like to schedule each workout where it is a little bit harder than the previous. So even though they're getting a cardio, AKA aerobic style workout, they're still going harder than they did before with their movements, maybe even with their weights, which is gonna progressively overload your system. So you can incorporate both together, but you just have to know how to do that, and you have to make sure you're pushing a little bit harder from one training session to the next. And then to finish this off, you might have the question, but Kendall, I have seen this happen before where people start training for something and their strength just falls to the wayside. It plummets down because they're running so much. It's not because they're running so much that their strength plummets. It's because when you're training for something, maybe some sort of race, the attention is going to be more focused on your cardio because that's what's important at the time, and less emphasis will be put on your strength training. So yeah, it's only natural that you're going to lose a little bit of strength, and vice versa. If you're training right now to be the strongest possible you can be, maybe you're training for your first powerlifting competition, which is freaking awesome, then you're gonna be putting less emphasis on improving your cardio. And so that by the time your competition or whatever it is, your program that you're doing right now is finished, then yeah, your cardio is gonna probably decrease a little bit. It's never gonna be 50-50. It's like a relationship. No relationship is ever 50-50. And if you have a goal, then chances are your workouts aren't ever going to be 50-50. And that's okay. Just make sure that you're still focusing on having a balanced life to be the healthiest body you can be, which is gonna incorporate both cardio and strength training, and have peace of mind knowing that by running or doing whatever cardio it is that you like, you're not going to automatically lose the strength, lose the muscle, or make it harder for you to gain the muscle that you want to gain. All right, you guys. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to comment down below. I'd love to hear what other strength training or exercise ideas you've heard in the past where now you're wondering, I wonder if that's true or not. So make sure that you subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss out on a weekly video. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, and I'll be back next week. Oh, but if you don't want to wait until next week, feel free to click the link down below to visit fitwomensweekly.com, where you can find out how to work out with me Monday through Friday for free, 2 live workouts every single day. Though if you can't make it live, it's okay. The workouts stay up forever, and you can still get that one-on-one experience even if it's not live. So you can figure out more about Fit Women's Weekly Live clicking down below.